Welcome to SakshiEducation.com. So friends, we are going to discuss the important current affairs topics which are helpful for your group 1, group 2, group 3 as well as the police recruitment examinations. So in these current affairs topics we are going to discuss from the July 2018 to December 2018. So already we have done with January to June series. Okay, now it is July to December 2018. So just please take a note that these important topics are just taken from various sources so that we can give you a boost up for getting more number of marks in the examination, and these topics are briefed very concised. You please expand this, please elaborate this. Okay. So in this current affairs part we will just take a look over here. A light metro rail project to come up in Visakhapatnam. So already we have seen that a metro rail project is being undertaken by Amaravati Metro Rail Development Corporation. So now another metro which is called as a light metro rail project is being taken up by Andhra Pradesh government in Visakhapatnam, and this is being estimated at a cost of 8,000 crores. And apart from this, this metro rail project is being constructed by Amaravati Metro Rail Corporation, so along with VUDA, Visakhapatnam Urban Development Authority. So Amaravati Metro Rail Development Corporation will be funding 50% and the remaining amount will be funded by VUDA and its consortium. So another metro rail project is being inaugurated, okay, to be inaugurated in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, one is in Amaravati, Vijayawada Amaravati, the other one is in Visakhapatnam by VUDA as well as Amaravati Metro Rail Corporation. Next, AP tops in implementing nutritional project. So under National Nutrition Mission, so Andhra Pradesh was ranked number 1 in providing nutrition food to the pregnant and lactating women. So this is implemented by the Women Development and Child Welfare Ministry and the department which received the achievement award from the central government. So this nutritional mission program is implemented through ICDS projects, so integrated child development scheme projects. So it is being organized under ICDS systems strengthening and nutritional improvement project. So it is ISSNIP. So ISSNIP. So ICDS systems strengthening and nutritional improvement project. So which was subsumed into NNM, National Nutrition Mission. This is a 3-year program which is jointly organized by the central government along with World Bank. So in India, so Andhra Pradesh ranked number 1 in position. So even the other states like Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh were also ranked number 1 position in this National Nutrition Mission, which provides nutritional food to the lactating women, so pregnant women as well as lactating women, to provide nutrition to the even children also. So in Andhra Pradesh, total 26 lakh children and 7.3 lakh pregnant and lactating women were treated under this project. So National Nutrition Mission India, that is Andhra Pradesh, has achieved number 1 ranking in India. Next, so adoption melas. So the first time this Women Development and Child Welfare Department has come up with a scheme, a project called as adoption melas, which is known as Dattata Parichaya Vedikas. So Dattata Parichaya Vedikas in all 13 districts of the state. So which is aimed to sensitize the issue couples on adoption process. So adopting a child, so it is a sensitized issue. So therefore the government has come up to solve this issue through Dattata Parichaya Vedikas. So this is an initiative by Women Development and Child Welfare Department. Next, MSME Development Corporation was set up in Visakhapatnam of Andhra Pradesh. So, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Corporation was set up in Visakhapatnam of Andhra Pradesh state government to give a fillip to MSME sector. So, state government is proposing to establish at least one MSME development corporation in each assembly constituency. So, there are 5 assembly constituencies in Visakhapatnam. So, therefore, 5 these MSME development corporation to be established in Visakhapatnam alone, and the government is planning to establish nearly 200 MSMEs by 2023. So, by 2023, okay, so these kind of funding agencies, MSME development corporations to be established in Andhra Pradesh. So, there are total now 5 MSMEs to be established in Visakhapatnam alone, and in the state it is to be expanded to 200 more MSME development corporation which provides funds, okay, a corpus of funds for the development of micro, small and medium enterprises. So, to develop the capital city of Andhra Pradesh, like that is Amaravati. So, Amaravati bonds were being initiated by government of Andhra Pradesh. So, these Amaravati bonds worth 42,000 crores were being issued by AP government to fund construction of Amaravati. So, in a record, the state's CRDA, nothing but the Capital Reconstruction Development Authority, a committee was being announced by CRDA which is working on the proposal, okay, so how to deal with these Amaravati bonds. And in a record, these bonds were issued with the titled Amaravati Bond 2018, okay, which is being considered as India's largest bond issue till date from any local authority. So, this is a record, okay. So, 42,000 crores bonds were being issued which is known as Amaravati bonds 2018, and this is a record. So, India's largest bond issued till date by any local authority. So, the issue was guaranteed by Andhra Pradesh government, and even the CRISIL, the rating agency, the credit rating agency in India also has rated for these Amaravati bonds, and these bonds are dealt by CRDA, so which is a nodal agency for construction of the greenfield capital city of Amaravati, which has witnessed a record of 1.3 times. So, 1.53 times over subscriptions, enabling it mobilize nearly rupees 2,000 crores of funds. So, within a day, so nearly 2,000 crores of funds were being mobilized, so under this Amaravati bonds 2018. And remember the name S.V. Rangarao. So, he is one of the legends in Indian cinema, so who is mostly famous for this Telugu and Tamil cinema industry. So, S.V. Rangarao's 100th birth anniversary, so a centenary celebrations of his birth anniversary was being celebrated by Andhra Pradesh government in Eluru of West Godavari district. So, on 3rd July 2018, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu has unveiled 12.5 meters tall statue of S.V. Rangarao in Eluru of West Godavari district, and S.V. Rangarao has dubbed, okay, that is worked in 162 films, among which 109 are in Telugu and 53 in Tamil. So, he is S.V. Rangarao is very famous for these traditional movies. So, leading actor. So, to commemorate his 100th birth anniversary, a statue was being unveiled. Okay, so remember, a series of statues are coming in India right now. So, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel statue, next Padmavat statue which was in controversy, now Jhansi Ki Rani statue after Manikarnika release, Manikarnika movie release, the next Shivaji Rao Gaikwad statue, okay, so Maharaja Shivaji Rao Gaikwad statue on the banks of Mumbai coast, okay, as well as NTR statue was being proposed by Andhra Pradesh government. Now SV Rangarao statue is being unveiled. So it was inaugurated. Okay, so it was inaugurated on 3rd July 2018. So this is again very important. In the examination, maybe what are the movies, important movies of SV Rangarao may also be asked. Okay, following. Next, the Andhra Pradesh state government on July 19th approved the proposal of Greenco Energy Private Limited, okay, for establishment of India's largest renewable energy project, which is known as Integrated Renewable Energy Project. So this project at Pinnapuram village in Panyam Mandal of Kurnool district to come up, which comprises 1000 megawatts of solar energy, 1000 megawatts of solar energy, and next 550 megawatts of wind energy, and nearly 1200 megawatts of standalone pumped stored facility. So these are the energy storage capacity of this project. So integrated renewable energy project. And the government of Andhra Pradesh has also approved the attraction of nearly 1 TMC feet of water from Gorakallu reservoir. So this Gorakallu reservoir, okay, which is near the Kurnool district, 1 TMC of water is taken from this. So examiner may ask you the question from anything. So what is the solar power capacity or wind power capacity or standalone capacity? So apart from this, okay, fine. So this integrated renewable energy project will take water from which reservoir? It is nearby, that is Gorakallu reservoir. And nearly 18,000 megawatts of renewable energy is targeted by Andhra Pradesh by 2021-2022. So already, so Andhra Pradesh government is producing nearly 5,000 megawatts capacity of these renewable energy resources through solar, wind, okay, tides, etc., etc. Okay, and 18,000 is the target, 18,000 megawatts is the target, among which 10,000 megawatts solar and 8,000 megawatts wind. So this is the target of Andhra Pradesh, 10,000 megawatts of solar, 8,000 megawatts of wind. Okay, so 18,000 megawatts capacity by 2022. Okay, following. So even through this Uday scheme, so the government is providing LEDs, okay, under this International Solar Agency, so which is headquartered in New Delhi of India. So its target is also 2022. So by 2022, India must achieve the demand of solar, so to alternate the thermal or hydro electricity projects. So to come up with renewable energy resources, okay, so the government of India is working, and even the Andhra Pradesh government is also developing these kind of renewable energy resources. So remember, 18,000 megawatts capacity is the target of Andhra Pradesh. So India's largest integrated renewable energy project, which was being inaugurated by Greenco Energies Private Limited. So the Greenco Energy Private Limited is, okay, constructing these kind of mega renewable energy projects. Okay. Next, in the power sector, that is energy sector, Tata Power Renewable Energy Limited, okay, which is a subsidiary of Tata Power, has committed to connect to 50 megawatts solar power projects at Anantapuram Solar Park of Andhra Pradesh. So nearly 25 years power purchase agreement, PPA, which is called PPA, power purchase agreement, signed with Solar Energy Corporation of India Limited under Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission project. Next, so Nitin Gadkari, the ministry, Union Ministry of Road, Shipping, Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, has made a 3-day visit to Andhra Pradesh during July 2018, during which he has inaugurated nearly 6,688 crore worth of projects for the development of national highways and port connectivity projects in Andhra Pradesh. So, very important is 6,688 crore worth of projects were being laid foundation by Union Minister Nitin Gadkari in Andhra Pradesh for the development of national highways and port connectivity projects. So, this is very important again. You just have a look over these projects. Next, after bifurcation, the first Chief Justice of Common High Court of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana was appointed. Okay, so examiner may focus on this issue also. Okay, so it is Tottithal Bhaskaran Nair Radhakrishnan was being appointed by the governor of both Andhra Pradesh and Telangana as the Chief Justice of High Court of Hyderabad on July 7th, 2018, and he was that is he served as CJ of Chhattisgarh High Court, and he is a native of Kerala state. So, he practiced the advocate justice in Kerala High Court. So, later so he was made as Chief Justice of Chhattisgarh High Court. From there he was transferred to Hyderabad High Court, and Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Nara Chandrababu Naidu was made a 3-day visit to Singapore from July 8th to participate in World Cities Summit, which took place from July 8th to 12th in Singapore. He also met with Singapore National Development Minister Lawrence Wong and discussed about investments by Singapore in Andhra Pradesh. So, already we know that Andhra Pradesh, most of the infrastructure projects are being developed by Singapore based industries. So, Singapore based consortium. So, therefore, as part of it, so Chandrababu Naidu also made some MOUs, Memorandum of Understandings with Singapore. Next, and Andhra Pradesh has recognized Bamboo Biryani as its state brand. So, already we know that Hyderabad Biryani is being branded as the recipe of Hyderabad or even Telangana. So, in Andhra Pradesh, Bamboo Biryani is very famous in Araku Valley of Visakhapatnam. So, the government of Andhra Pradesh, nothing but the tourism department of Andhra Pradesh has come up with this Bamboo Biryani recipe and to make it a most important branded recipe of AP. So, Bamboo Biryani is being recognized by Andhra Pradesh as state brand. And Grama Darshini, Grama Vikasam plans. So, this Grama Darshini and Grama Vikasam programs were being initiated by the state government from 16th July 2018. So, this was started at Donapudi of Kolleru Mandal of Guntur district. So, the Grama Vikasini, so Grama Darshini and Grama Vikasini programs were being initiated at Donapudi of Kolleru Mandal of Guntur district. So, this is the very important one where the government officers, even the ministers will participate in this program to address the problems of people, to know the problems of people. So, it is a public and government interaction. So, to solve the problems of the people, see these Grama Darshini and Grama Vikasini programs were being initiated by Andhra Pradesh from 16th July 2018. Next, Andhra Pradesh State Credit Plan 2018-19 unveiled by Andhra Pradesh CM at 3 meeting of State Level Bankers Committee. So, this State Level Bankers Committee which is being organized within the state of Andhra Pradesh. So, 203 meeting in 203rd meeting of this State Level Bankers Committee, the state government has allocated 1,94,220 crores for its development and modernization, among which this state level banking committee will use this 1,94,220 crores in two installments. Very first one is 1,44,220 crores, which is used for priority sector lending, nothing but agriculture and allied activities, for education loans and for MSME sectors. So, priority sector 1,44,220 crores and non-priority sector 50,000 crores were being allocated by the state governments out of 1,94,220 crores. Apart from this 1,94,220 crores, okay, so another additional amount of 10,457 crores for heavy industries and rupees 28,281 crores for MSME were also given as a capital infusion by the state government. Next, Bhogapuram Airport to be constructed, okay, by Airports Authority of India. So, earlier, so Bhogapuram Airport was undertaken by Andhra Pradesh government. So, under UDAN scheme, now Airports Authority of India has come forward to develop this Bhogapuram Airport into a Bhogapuram International Greenfield Airport, and this Bhogapuram International Greenfield Airport to be developed, which is in Vizianagaram district, okay, but 40 kilometers, okay, from Visakhapatnam. So, this will act as an additional airport to Visakhapatnam airport. So, already in Andhra Pradesh we have seen airports in Visakhapatnam, in Tirupati, in Puttaparthi, okay, and in Kurnool district recently it was being inaugurated, okay, and in Vijayawada, okay, and in Nellore. Now, in Bhogapuram also, okay, the government wants to develop as an alternative to Visakhapatnam International Airport. Okay, so, Bhogapuram to be constructed under UDAN scheme, Udain Desh Ki Aam Nagarik, okay, by Airports Authority of India. Next, an important digital platform initiative was initiated by Andhra Pradesh known as E-Pragati. So, it is like E-Seva, Me-Seva, E-Pragati, a core platform and digital initiative launched by Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister. So, it is aimed to connect the citizens to the government with 34 departments, 336 autonomous organizations, and to provide nearly 745 services through digital connectivity. So, E-Pragati, okay, fine, is a digital platform to provide services to the citizens of people, was being inaugurated in Andhra Pradesh. So, it works like E-Seva, Me-Seva, E-Pragati platform. Next, Amaravati International Sports Complex. Amaravati International Sports Complex is being approved by Andhra Pradesh government, which is to come in 8.9 acres of land with 60 crore rupees. And already we know that Andhra Pradesh is having a SAP, Sports Authority of Andhra Pradesh. So, its headquarters are in Vijayawada. It will shift its headquarters once this Amaravati International Sports Complex, okay, get inaugurated. So, SAP headquarters will be in Amaravati, okay, International Sports Complex. Mana Sand. So, Mana Sand, okay, so our sand. So, Mana Sand mobile application was inaugurated by Andhra Pradesh. So, this mobile application will provide availability of sand, okay, and it will also incur the prices of the sand through in vehicles, okay, fine. So, very important here is free sand policy is being implemented in Andhra Pradesh. So, the AP government does not charge any charges for sand, but it will charge for transportation based on the volume of the container. So, whether it is in trucks or tractors, okay, etc. following. So, through Mana Sand app, the person or beneficiary can directly book a truck of sand. So, this Mana Sand will provide sand at affordable prices for charging only for transportation, and also offers pay online services. So this free sand policy is very helpful for the construction of infrastructure as well as construction of public homes in Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh Green Awards 2017 category was being announced by the state government. So therefore, here the Visakhapatnam, that is Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation, has bagged #1 position in this Andhra Pradesh Green Awards 2017, and the second rank to Vijayawada. So only 2 prizes were announced, that is only 2 cities were announced under this Andhra Pradesh Green Awards 2017. One is Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation, that is Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation, the other one is Vijayawada. In municipality category, 3 awards were announced. So one is Tadipatri Municipality, second one is Punganuru Municipality, the third one is Bobbili Municipality. So these were ranked 1, 2, 3 respectively. And these Andhra Pradesh Green Awards were announced by Andhra Pradesh Greening and Beautification Corporation to create awareness among the public to encourage for improvement of green cover of the state. So we can say under Swachh Bharat Yojana also. Next, Andhra Pradesh Real Estate Regulatory Authority. So AP, REPA and Building and Construction Authority of Singapore signed a MOU to ensure a commitment of knowledge sharing in the field of coordination. So Singapore based consortium, which is known as BCA, Building and Construction Authority of Singapore, is the nodal agency in construction of infrastructure in Amaravati. So therefore, a knowledge sharing commitment was signed between the 2 governments, Singapore and AP governments, in the field of cooperation. Next, Ambedkar Overseas Vidyanidhi. The state government of Andhra Pradesh has come up with this Ambedkar Overseas Vidyanidhi scheme. So where a financial assistance is given to the students who wishes to study abroad. So these financial assistance was increased from 10 lakhs to 15 lakhs. So rupees 15 lakhs is provided for education purpose, okay, as financial assistance to the students who wishes to study abroad. So Ambedkar Overseas Vidyanidhi scheme, 15 lakh rupees is the financial assistance provided to the beneficiaries. Next, Eruvaka Purnima. So this Eruvaka Purnima is organized, commonly organized by the farmers of Andhra Pradesh before monsoon season. So before the sowing of seeds, this Eruvaka program is organized by the farmers. Now the state government has come up with its plans to organize this program, its statewide program, as a statewide program. Okay, so therefore, to inspire the farming community for harnessing their higher productivity for upcoming monsoons, the Andhra Pradesh government wishes to organize this Eruvaka program as a state program, so which is celebrated as a festival by farmers, which was being launched by CM at Ravikantipet village of Srikakulam district. So Eruvaka program was being launched by Andhra Pradesh government at Ravikantipet village of Srikakulam district. So this is also very important. And Chandranna Raitu Bhima scheme. So already we know that for farmers, insurance is being offered by the government of India under Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bhima Yojana. If any person is missed, any farmer is missed under this Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bhima Yojana, those people will be covered under this Chandranna Bhima scheme. So this Chandranna Raitu Bhima scheme was launched by Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister, okay, which is insurance covers to farmers, and it aims to cover nearly 10 lakhs 75,000 farmers across the state who are not covered under Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bhima Yojana in the state. Okay, fine. And overall 50 lakh farmers to get benefited, okay, through Chandranna Raitu Bima Yojana, 10 lakhs 75,000 farmers. Along with this Pradhan Mantri Jivan Jyoti Bima Yojana, it is total 50 lakh farmers to get benefited to, okay, under this insurance cover scheme. So, under this insurance cover scheme. So, under the scheme, a deceased, okay, a kin of the deceased will get an insurance cover of rupees 2 lakhs for the natural death of the farmer and whose age must be 18 to 50 years, and rupees 30,000 for accidental death for the age of 51 to 60 years. For natural death it is 2 lakhs, okay, and additional 30,000, okay, as one expenses, and 5 lakh insurance, accidental insurance is offered at for the age of 18 to 70 years. So, under Chandranna Raitu Bima Yojana, the age, okay, is 18 to 70 years, okay, 2 lakhs for natural death, 18 to 50 years, okay, and for 5 lakhs for accidental death, okay, that is for 18 to 70 years of age. And it is implemented by SERP under the Department of Labour and LIC. So, Life Insurance Corporation is a nodal agency which implements this Raitu Bima schemes, okay, and it is implemented by SERP, Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty. So, the state government has constituted 11th PRC to look into the matters, okay, to increase the wage or salary payments of the state government employees. So, already we know that the Andhra Pradesh has increased the age of retirement from 58 to 60 years, and now the government has committed to increase the wage or pay scale even, so that they have constituted 11th PRC, Pay Revision Commission, on May 18, 2018, so which is being headed by retired IAS officer Ashutosh Mishra. So, Ashutosh Mishra is the chairman of 11th PRC by Andhra Pradesh government, and the commission would submit the report to the government within 1 year by 2019, May 2019. Okay. So, the complete Pay Revision Commission's report must be submitted by the chairman Ashutosh Mishra. And Andhra Pradesh ranked second in National Achievement Survey, which is conducted by NCERT. This National Achievement Survey will be conducted for class 10 students, okay, in which the achievement and progress of education methods will be analyzed by NCERT department. Okay. So, in this, New Delhi topped the first rank and the second is Andhra Pradesh. And Inspire Awards were being announced by Andhra Pradesh State Council for Education and Research Training. So, NCERT for National Council for Education Research and Training, and for state it is SCERT. So, under SCERT, Inspire Awards are being announced by the state government. So, it is to given to encourage creativity and innovations among young leaders or young achievers, okay, till 10th standard. So, SCERT for state syllabus, NCERT is for the national syllabus for CBSE. Okay. So, therefore, okay, NCERT conducted National Achievement Survey, so to rank the states under the education achievements up to class 10th. So, New Delhi first, second is Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh has come up with Inspire Awards. So, the Inspire Awards will be given by SCERT, okay, to analyze the education standards in the state and to encourage the creativity and innovations among the young achievers or young leaders. And under security measures, Falcon vehicles were being inaugurated by Andhra Pradesh government. So, these Falcon vehicles will act like a security vehicles in each radius of a city or municipality or municipal corporation. So, it will work as a security vehicle, okay, fine, which can identify the culprits, or in case of any emergency automatically it will warn, okay, fine, or it will give the news to the local police stations. So, these Falcon vehicles with all security vehicle was inaugurated in Andhra Pradesh to keep tabs on anti-social elements. The state police department has deployed 4 Falcon vehicles. These are also called as mobile command control units. So, mobile command control units. So, these vehicles are helpful to the police to check Maoist movements in agency areas, terrorist movements in these cities and towns, as well as culprits in cities and towns, okay, during VIP visits and public security. So, it can cover more than 1 kilometers radius, and even it can alert the local police station. So, if there are any emergency news, so it can give a message to the local police station automatically. So, these Falcon vehicles are security vehicles. And to take digital and online banking to rural areas, Andhra Pradesh has unveiled 12 mobile ATMs. So, these 12 mobile ATMs is being offered by Andhra Pradesh government along with AppCorp, Andhra Pradesh Cooperative Bank. So, Andhra Pradesh Cooperative Bank has providing services through 12 mobile ATMs to provide banking transactions to rural people. So, these mobile vehicles will provide financial awareness, banking awareness to the rural people, and also offers them, okay, to withdraw the money through these mobile ATMs and also deposit the money through these 12 mobile ATMs. So, these mobile ATMs will be transported in the rural areas, okay, in the remote areas where unbanked rural areas should be covered. Okay. So, these mobile ATMs was being inaugurated by AppCorp along with AP state government. AppCorp stands for Andhra Pradesh Cooperative Bank. So, even NABARD is providing the financial assistance, okay, to run these vehicles. So, 12 mobile vehicles, ATM vehicles. Next, DGP RP Thakur inaugurated Andhra Pradesh state's first cyber crime police station in AP, okay, with state of art technology and software. So, this is a note, so have a gist over it. And Andhra Pradesh has emerged the front runner in the field of energy efficiency according to the State Energy Efficiency Preparedness Index. Okay. So, Andhra Pradesh has topped in the Energy Efficiency Preparedness Index, which is being released by Bureau of Energy Efficiency and Niti Aayog. Okay. So, very crucially, so energy is being, that is energy sector being treated in Andhra Pradesh. Okay. First, it may be renewable energy or non-renewable energy. Okay, fine. So, efficiency is being treated here. So, economically, so it is utilized, okay, nothing but economically this energy is utilized for the development of growth and infrastructure in Andhra Pradesh. So, therefore, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency along with Niti Aayog has ranked Andhra Pradesh as front runner in Energy Efficiency Preparedness Index. Not only AP, so other states were also ranked. So, Andhra Pradesh is ranked by and it is being followed by Kerala, Punjab, Rajasthan and Maharashtra. So, Andhra Pradesh also ranked number 1 in Energy Efficiency Implementation Readiness Index, which is being released by World Bank. So, Energy Efficiency Readiness Index, which is being released by World Bank. So, Andhra Pradesh has ranked number 1 in this category also. And so Andhra Pradesh also topped in Jeevan Dhan scheme, so which was initiated, Jeevan Dhan scheme, donating the organs. Okay, so this is a great initiative by the AP state government. Even AP state government has ranked number 1 in this Jeevan Dhan scheme also, and this being implemented by the Mission for Elimination of Poverty in Municipal Areas, MEPMA, Mission for Elimination of Poverty in Municipal Areas. So has secured top place in Jeevan Dhan scheme. So this is an initiative by state government, okay, and it is ranked number 1 in India Book of Records. And total 1.2 lakh persons has come forward, okay, fund to donate their organs, okay, in the event of brain death. So in case of brain death, so automatically the organs can be donated. So at least 1.2 lakh persons have come forward to donate their organs under this Jeevan Dhan scheme, okay, which is initiated by state government. So therefore it is ranked number 1 in India Book of Records. So examiner may ask you any kind of question. So how many people have come forward, or what is the concept of this Jeevan Dhan scheme, okay, and who is implementing it, whether the state government or any other private agency, okay, fine, etc., etc. Next, for the benefit of women, okay, so that is pregnant and lactating women and even children, to provide nutritional food to them and hygienic items to them, Basavatarakam mother kits were being kits scheme, Basavatarakam mother kits scheme was being inaugurated in Andhra Pradesh. So AP CM has launched this mother Basavatarakam mother kits scheme at Praja Vedika. So these kits will be given to the lactating mothers, okay, women at government hospitals only. A total 4.5 lakh kits worth 37.7 crore, and which is equal to NTR baby kit scheme, which was launched in 2016. Okay, so already we have a scheme like this, okay, fine. So in Telangana there was a scheme called KCR kits. So like that NTR baby kits scheme, okay, now it is Basavatarakam mother kits scheme is also being launched under Praja Vedika, okay, following by AP CM, okay. So total fund is 37.7 crores, okay. And 6th World Telugu Literacy Convention to be organized in Melbourne, okay, on November 3rd to 4th 2018 by government of Andhra Pradesh, okay. So this time, so to promote Telugu literature, or to see, okay, 2018, that is to observe 2018 as Telugu promotion year, okay, the state government has committed to organize these Telugu literacy convention. So 6th World Telugu Literacy Convention was being organized in Melbourne from November 3rd to 4th 2018. Okay, so this is jointly organized by Government of Andhra Pradesh along with Australia Telugu Federation and Telugu Association of Australia, Houston and Lok Nayak Foundation in Australia as well as New Zealand. Okay, and the theme of this Telugu literature convention is humor in Telugu literature then and now. Okay, and in 2017 5th convention was held in Singapore. So these are, okay, following. So 5th convention Telugu literature convention was held in Singapore in the year 2017. So these series of Telugu literature conventions are organized to make Telugu, okay, following as brighter, okay, following and most spoken language by AP government, okay. So these are the important current affairs topics. Okay, fine. So please have a look over this. Okay, fine. And also we come up with other current affairs topics even. Okay, thank you.